Good morning, guys. It is Nick from Wet Water Fishing. If you've seen any of our other fishing videos, you know that we fish off of an Everglades 255. And while this has been a super awesome boat for us, it's not a 30-foot plus boat. And so today is unfortunately the last day I'm going to have this boat because it's going to a new home. So ultimately, what I figured we would do real quick is just show you guys a walkthrough of the boat. If you've ever been thinking about buying an Everglades, kind of show you the layout of it. And then towards the end of the video, I'm going to include some clips of the boat in some rough seas so you can kind of see how it performs. But ultimately, it's going to a really good home. We're going to upgrade and we're going to be able to do so much more, go out so much further, do some deep drop trips and stuff like that. So it'll be a good thing, while nonetheless not super excited to lose it today because I wasn't ready for a new one. It is what it is ultimately. So today will be farewell to the Everglades 255. It's been an absolute behemoth of a boat for a 25-foot boat. But, like they say, all good things must come to an end, and it is not the end of the journey for wet water. So we'll catch you guys on the boat. Okay, so starting off on the outside of the boat, the Everglades 255, at least most of them, are powered by twin 200 Yamahas, which are pretty much the perfect fit for this boat. I rid on one with 250s, and it definitely had a lot more torque, but I feel like the stern was quite a bit heavy. But let's start off with some of the specs. The boat overall is 24/7 without the engines. With the engines, we're looking about a little over 25 foot. But biggest thing you'll notice is there is no bow flare at all. So once you guys look at the footage later on with the rough seas, you'll kind of see where that comes into play. But for the most part, it's a super well-riding boat. My favorite thing about it is definitely the console in the back fishing space. The beam is 9.2 or 9.3, so super wide for a 25-foot boat. The live well is in the corner, which is not my preferred spot, but it is a pretty good sized live well, which is nice. But 100% the favorite thing about this boat is the console. Really nice and clean. I got the twin Garmin 16s on this one. And you can see here in the little console, it's small size, has a pump out head, which is cool. But this is the part that I hate about the Everglades, is the forward seating. If you like to fish, obviously this is not preferred, but there's basically no room whatsoever up here. And so trying to fish more than 4 people is pretty much impossible. Everything looks nice and clean up here. The fit and finish is great, but ultimately, if you want to fish, this is not the boat for you. If you're doing 50-50 sandbar cruising and fishing, you might like it, but that's my biggest pain point. Storage is pretty decent. There are these little tackle drawers on both sides of the boat, which you could probably put 4 Plano boxes in each one, and some weights and stuff like that on the side. So decent bit of storage there, which is not too bad for this size of boat. You can see the chairs here are pretty comfortable. One thing that also sucks about Everglades, at least this model, is the fish box is not super big, but it also does not hold ice well at all. So we always brought a fish bag, which you'll see on our videos. But ultimately, it's just one of those things that Everglades doesn't really take into account. The sink area is super nice, put good bit of storage here. I think it has a 20-gallon freshwater tank. You can see the screens here again. It's a super nice luxury setup, but as far as fishing goes, it's just not the best fit and finish for fishing. The overall quality is super nice, but let's dig into some of the footage from actual riding out the boat in some decent waves that are not too fun to be in. So what I mentioned earlier is the Everglades has virtually no bow flare. And so the only way to deflect water is reverse chines. And so in things like a head sea we're in right now, this boat can absolutely crush as long as the spacing of the waves isn't too far apart. For the most part, head seas, it absolutely loves them. It tanks right through it because the hull is 5,900 pounds. But the next clip, which is about 4:45 in, you can go and, I'll have the full audio, no voiceover. You can kind of see everything. The beam sea is where things can get a little bit of wet just because there is no bow flare at all. So feel free to skip over to 4:45 if you guys want to watch that full video. If you're just like me, where you like to enjoy just watching boats in rough seas and how they perform, you can see it all there. But this is the boat in the head sea. I'll leave it at this for now. We have a lot of cool stuff coming, so please feel free to subscribe, like, and share. We'll have more videos on the way with the new boat, so hopefully you guys will stay tuned. Enjoy the clips.